Acting Deputy President. As a servant to the people of Queensland and Australia and all communities in Cape York, it is my duty to listen to and to meet as many people as possible across our home state. One of the privileges of representing the people of Queensland is travelling across our state, whether it be Cape York in the north or the southwest, and all regions in between. And last week, I was privileged to visit Cape York and listen to many people across 9 days and across all communities, with the exception of Arakoon, which was closed for sorry business due to 2 fatalities. And although I've been to the Cape many times, in fact 4 times over the last 35 years, I have so much more to learn. The Cape is a beautiful, pristine, varied wilderness, untamed, wild, and unpredictable, and yet loved and cherished by all its people. It's home to a wide variety of everyday Aussies who have to battle the rigours of distance, Mother Nature, remote location, lack of services and small population to together make a shared future. Mateship and care for each other is key to survival on the Cape. Looking out for each other is an ethos. And people work together on the Cape with respect. The term blackfellas and whitefellas are used with respect and signify not skin colour, but culture and background, respectfully and often affectionately. Yet more than one person said to me that to fail in the Cape is catastrophic. It can be so isolated and remote that when in strife, failure can mean death. It doesn't help then that various institutions such as the federal government and bureaucrats from Canberra, state government bureaucrats from places like West End, the loathed and despised Greens locking up their country, stick their noses into the Cape business and make the perilous life in Cape York even harder. And they jeopardise people's livelihoods and futures. Paternalism is one danger Indigenous Australians complained about constantly across the Cape. Being told by taxpayer-funded agencies and Aboriginal elites from outside the Cape, the new powers that be, how to run their lives in the communities is severely disheartening. It stops choice, and stopping choice destroys responsibility. Canberra or Brisbane cannot create a single policy that would assist any small business person, any Australian to start an enterprise and provide employment. All over the Cape, people are crying out for autonomy. Sure, the churches and state governments that removed people from communities 100 years ago and removed them from their families were well-meaning, yet they did damage. Churches damaged, governments damaged. And then government welfare 50, 60 years ago did damage, as many Aboriginals now freely say, governments damaged. And now we have Aboriginals in Cape communities telling us that a new group of Aboriginal elites outside the Cape control taxpayer-funded agencies that choke Aboriginal communities. Aboriginal elites damage. Locals tell us that a few Aboriginal elites in the far north have hijacked Indigenous issues and are on a fat money grab. People repeatedly told us these modern elites siphon money from those that need it. They're seizing control of the Cape, locking it up and seizing control of people's lives, choking people's spirit and futures. For example, one Aboriginal Council CEO told us about $50 million that was promised for Indigenous housing in his community. But after the middlemen, the consultants, the heads of government agencies took their slice, only $26 million was spent on housing. Half. Far North Queensland is an expensive place to do business, and economic opportunities, pastoral, agricultural, mining, cultural or tourism will not survive there unless we set the Cape and its people free. Getting government out of people's lives, out of individuals and businesses and business people on the Cape is crucial to the Cape's success. People are hungry to seize opportunities for economic development, social development and community development. Local communities want to restore culture and connection. People want a fair go. Mr. Acting Deputy President, my firm commitment to the people of the Cape is this: One Nation will be your champion. With people like Jen Seckley, our One Nation candidate for Cook, our party will fight for the Cape and work our hardest to get everyone in our wild north a fair share. All the people on the Cape want is to be heard and get a fair go. Thank you.